while back, I had sent some cards out to PSA to get graded. I've never done such a thing before. All the graded cards I've ever had are basically I've bought like secondhand. But this time, boom, send it out, and we're going back. I don't know what the grades are, so we're going to do the reveal here. We're also going to reveal some cards I got from Japan. Hopefully they're the real cards. I opened the envelope, but I haven't actually opened the contents. I've been waiting a long time to see what these would be, and like the willpower that I've had to have. Like I put them on the floor over there, and I was like, okay, I can't look at it until Tuesday. And I've only had these cards. Like, the funny thing is, I only picked these cards up on Sunday from my friend. See, Alan's cards. I only picked them up from my friend on Sunday, but like I've been told that like they've been in Canada already for like a week and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I wonder what they are. I wonder what they are. So they even did the courtesy of bubble wrapping it and actually putting a piece of cardboard at the front of the cards, so I can't even accidentally see what the grade is. Basically, long story short, because these are for sure worth like over a certain threshold, we were going to get upcharged for these no matter what. However, if I just got these sent in with the upcharge already and like just like ahead of time declare that these are like basically more expensive cards, apparently I could have got these back within like a week or two. like their processing time is very fast, but because they got sent in with like all the bulk cards and stuff, essentially they had to look through basically all the bulk with like the longer turnaround time and stuff. So basically I needlessly waited extra months for these cards. So there's 5 graded cards here. I'm going to put them off to the side like this. And what I'm going to do... So now I cannot see what it is. Okay, so... Boom. Oh, okay. This is the Moonbryon. Wow. We're starting off big. Okay. So this Moonbryon looks pretty good, right? Alright. Let's see. PSA says it is a... 10! Whoa. Whoa. Wait, I have to look this up. Okay, and we'll look at like the actual sold, because looking at a bunch of people listing at like $1,400 doesn't really mean anything if it doesn't really sell for that price. But we're talking about the last few sold February 21st, $16.99, $13.49 on the 20th, on the 19th $11.97, and then $13.33 basically, or $11.33. So basically very consistently for this being a PSA 10, we're talking about at least $1,200. Literally the cheapest was $1,068, but that was a bidding one, and we know bidding generally is a little less. So we've talked about this before, where when it comes to modern Pokemon cards, if you can get a PSA 10, generally that means the card's price is about double. So the thing is, like in this case for this card, it's currently selling anywhere around like, let's call it $600, maybe $700. A little while ago, actually, when I first submitted this, like way back in October and stuff like that, or earlier, this card was selling for $700 or $800 because it had kind of spiked for a bit, and but now like kind of came down a bit, but still PSA 10 being double, pretty good. So can't complain. Can't complain of having a PSA 10 Umbreon VMAX. So beautiful. The thing is, in truth, if any of these cards don't get a 10, I'd actually kind of be surprised. Because I thought that all these cards, like as far as the centering was concerned, I thought they were all great. I thought the condition, the edges and corners were fine. But of course, you never know with PSA or just grading companies in general, depending on the mood they're in, or they like, particularly feel that they have to judge a certain aspect more than the others, because you can get different grades. By the way, 10, best you can get, I suppose, right? So boom. By the way, yes, starting off strong, Meta Thunder, bam, PSA 10. Oh, jeez, very nice. What card do we have next? Next, we have, okay. So I had 2 of these to be graded. This is the Chinese, aka the Taiwanese / Hong Kong version of the Battle Day Lily. For those who don't know, the Japanese original Battle Day version of this is a very expensive card. we're like literally talking about like, you know, $30,000 kind of thing, because it's like very rare, very desirable, etc., etc. But then in a Chinese set for Hong Kong and Taiwan market, so not one of these new Chinese cards for like the actual mainland China, for Hong Kong and Taiwan, they had a set called Dreams Come True where they reprinted this card among other cards. So this one basically, when I bought it originally, you could get it for like $600-700, which was still a lot at the time, I thought. But now this card is more, and I don't know what the grading is, but we'll see. So anyway, so bam, whew, 9. So you know what? Still a respectable score. It's a respectable score. The reason why it's like I guess I'm a little like more like disappointed about it, I suppose, is because you've probably also heard me say it before. When it comes to modern day Pokemon cards, a 9 basically just means it's like the same as raw. Like 8 for sure means like same as raw, or maybe even a little less, but 9 is like just, yeah, raw. Like some people might try to charge more to try to like, you know, recover the cost of their stuff, but basically the more expensive the card is, the closer and closer to raw it becomes. Like, it's ironic, like if a card is only like, let's say $15 ungraded, then they might try to charge like 30 if it's graded, because like the cost of the card was so cheap, right? So they don't want to pay $15 to $25 or whatever to grade a card that was only $15, so they try to add that cost on. But the thing is, like, once it gets like more and more expensive, they're like, you know, people don't want to pay an extra like $250+ or whatever premium for having a graded card if they're like already paying like, you know, like $1,000+. But anyway, but regardless, you know what, this isn't bad. Let's just in case, let's look it up. Basically, there was a gem mint version of this that sold for $1,100. Oh, a 10 sold for $1,100 actually, in January. Not many of these are actually sold, really. There's only a few. So yeah, but here's the thing. See, if you do like less than a 10 or raw, essentially we're talking about like $900-ish, $800 to $900. So no matter what, it's still profitable for me, I suppose, because again, this card is only like $600 or so when I first purchased it. Though I do wonder if it was a 10, what is the price? It's probably similar though, because like this card isn't like that in demand. Yeah, still only like $1,100 apparently, or $1,300. Oh no, it's a big deal. All right, so we need the second one to be a PSA 10 apparently. So fine. Either way, respectable PSA 9. Lovely card. Okay. Wow, I wish I didn't show the Umbreon first, because I was like, oh, it's not as exciting, I suppose. But actually, all of these are pretty killer cards. Okay. So here's the other Lily. All right. Can we get a 10? I don't. Now I'm worried, because like this card is like, I feel like now the bottom looks like way bigger than the top. Although like when I first was submitting this, it like seemed like it was fine. But we'll see. We were upcharged for that card. Yeah, you're upcharged because the card's still expensive. It doesn't matter 9 or 10, right? Like or 5. It's still an expensive card at value. So I should have been upcharged for every single one of these cards, I think. Anyways, bam, 9. Ah, yeah, it's fine. But I understand. Like I can clearly see the border down here. But still, you know what? Beautiful card. I love owning it. Right? Can't go wrong with it. It's a beautiful card. And yeah, boom. Very nice. So regardless, you know what? It's still lovely to have. Yep, hi, that card. That's right. Yes. Wish at least one of these was a 10, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Okay. All right. So now this card, the second last card that we got graded. Okay, Sightseer. All right. So this card, we've had a discussion before about how Pokemon cards in general, but especially these full art trainers, like the waifu cards and stuff, they've been going through this crazy increase in Japan. Like, it's crazy, right? Everyone knows like the new Miriam and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy for the secret art version, but even the non-secret art version, crazy, right? The Arena from the previous set, still like $300-400 card. So Sightseer was a card that I have a few copies of this one, but I decided to get this one graded. Though I don't think it's going to get 10 now that I look at it, but we'll see. But basically, this card, when I first got it, it was basically just like around 400, give or take, which is a lot, of course. But then It's just started shooting up, and then it became worth like $600 or $700. And then I went, and as you know, in October or whatever, I sent these off. Now today's value, it's like more like a $900+ card. So no matter what, I'm like, oh, it's apparently appreciated even without me grading it. But for the actual reveal, ba-bam, 9. Oh, too bad. Okay. That's fine. We have to, accept it for what it is. Had this, so let's just see, we're talking about the last recently sold ones. Oh, they're out of order, I see. December 800, November 30, some offer accepted. But on February 20th, $1,036. Not bad. For PSA 9s. So I wonder, what would a PSA 10 be worth? Let's see. I am genuinely interested now. Wow. These are all offer best offer accepted. But basically, in January though, 1,500. Okay, so not too bad. Oh, I wish I knew what these other offers were. But basically, we're talking about 2,000. I see. Okay, so essentially, this card goes from being about $1,000 as a PSA 9 to $2,000 if it was a 10. Okay, sure. My last card that I'm going to reveal here is actually the least valuable out of all of them. So actually, I should have done them in the complete opposite order. But this is Rosa, but this one's a Japanese Rosa. So, I think I told people the story about this card. But just in case I didn't, a while back, like I made an offer on Pokemon buy-sell group to buy this card among like some other cards. And basically, the valuation of the card at the time was anywhere from like 130 to 150, give or take. So I bought a few of the cards and I bought this one. And overall, it ended up being a pretty good deal, I thought. Then, last minute at the post office, the guy says, "Oh, I just want to verify, like just to let you know, this is the Japanese card. Like, you're okay with that, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, it's fine." Because I knew that at worst, like Japanese cards couldn't be less than the English one. So whatever, I just figured it was close. Then he sends it off in the mail, and then I get it, and I'm like, "Oh, this card's so beautiful." And I was like looking at like the foiling and stuff, and I was like, "Great." And I was like, "Wait a minute," like something in me like just kind of like clicked, and I'm like, "I better go look this up." And it ended up at the time the card was worth $300. I was like, oh, I literally paid half price for this card. So I'm like, I went from it being like, okay, I'll accept it, to like, oh, yeah, I should have accepted it. So in a PSA 9, this card is about, $468. Now, if we can get 10s, everyone, this card becomes anywhere from an $800 to a $1,400 card. And I say $1,400 because that's apparently the last one that was sold on February the 19th. So, let's see. Bam! Oh, man. So, yep. In December, it was only an $800 card. But then basically the most recent one sold in February 19th. It was, let's call it $1,500. Wow. Oh, yeah, basically in February, February 2nd, $1,200, February 8th, $1,300, February 14th, $1,200. Yep. So consistently we can say as of this year, this is a $1,200 to $1,400 card. So if I have to say, so basically, now this is an even better, this has become an even better like sweet story, I guess, because now I went from buying this card at half price at market value at the time to the card just appreciating in general, and now the card is apparently as a PSA 10 is a $1,200 to $1,400 card. So good job, Rosa. Good job. So now, what's annoying about those lilies though, is I took them from my binder. So actually, my binder has literally 0 of those lilies now. So I have to basically make a debate with myself. Do I crack one of those slabs open? Do I crack a slab open to put it back in my binder, Or what Michelle was suggesting is I could literally just take a picture of the card in the slab and put the picture in my binder to show that I do have it somewhere at home. So yeah, boom. There's our Rosa PSA 10. Wow, this is a great PSA day. This Lily is actually probably like one of, if not like my favorite card. So you know, PSA 10 or not, like I'm happy that I just own the card. Happy that I own two. And then of course, let's be real, the one that everyone's ironically like they would be most happy about is the Umbreon. Either way, I thought we went backwards in the thing, but instead no, it was just right. It was like high, low, 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 high. Okay, so boom, PSA 10 Umbreon. Now the next part of the stream, fun Japanese cards. Oh, so as I said before, this card, the original art, the Japanese version, came from an event, basically Extra Battle Day, and they're like these special tournaments in Japan. And like the reason why these are so hard to get is because it's basically these little mini tournaments that are held in stores, and you're divided into pods of 8 or whatever, and you have to become number 1 out of that pod of 8 to then basically get a randomized pack, and the pack would have basically one of 3 cards: this card, Acerola, or Guzma. So like, and the ironic thing is, if you shone a flashlight through it, you could see what card was inside it. So basically, a lot of less scrupulous people would have just taken all the lilies out of the prize pool. But that's why they're like incredibly rare, because the only way that you can get this card basically was by winning the event. So, but Extra Battle Day though does have like you know, like kind of participation prizes and stuff like that. But last year, for Extra Battle Day, they had this card as one of the participation things, and it's Mallow and Lana. Hold on, let's see if I can do the zoom in and thing. Now the one weird thing about this is usually Lana, like you can't actually see the whites of her eyes, but the artist in this picture decided that like, yo, I'm gonna paint in the white. So I think it's very strange, because I feel like it's like not really the same character anymore when you paint her eyes this way. But still, nice card, Mallow and Lana. Okay, so exclusive Extra Battle Day version. But then in the what the heck? You know, actually, I like when Japanese people send me cards, because they always do this. Look at this nice little, very nice, right? Like, it's like I got a little love note. In high school, I remember getting little notes like this. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's like business card, I guess. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Very nice little extra wrapping and love letter. Oh, convenient actually. Okay, that's fine. Wow, even the way he packed it is actually kind of considerate. That's very nice of him. Oh, so this is a more recent one. This is the Marnie. Lovely, right? It's Marnie doing her nail polish. So, pretty nice, right? Like, and it's basically a card that we're probably never gonna get in English, right? Because why would they bother making a Marnie card in Scarlet Violet era, right? This is also from that Extra Battle Day in Japan, like, so it's from those tournaments. But this isn't, I don't believe that this card is like one that you get for like winning. I believe that, like, I think if you participate in it, you get it. So yeah, it's nice. So Extra Battle Day Marnie. This one was about $30, so not too bad. The Mallow and Lana one was only like $10 or something. So like $10 for this card. Lovely, right? Lovely. And you can only go to tournaments like that are especially in Japan. I think it's pretty worth it. Then this one was 30, so it's a little more. And don't get me wrong, I really like this one, and like I really do love it a lot. But I think I'm gonna like the next one more. Woo! Oh, okay. It's a close tie. Hold on, let's see. So this is Cynthia from Extra Battle Day. Lovely. No, can't go wrong. Lovely. So if you do Extra Battle Day Cynthia, that's what it is. Also about $30, give or take. So that's why I'm like, yo, I have to get these cards. Like, for sure, this one's not going to be in English. 2021, like, they're kind of past the point where they can do, where they can make this card, right? Like, it's just not going to happen anymore. So, because there's like no reason. There's no reason that like Pokemon Company is going to like print a card that wasn't even part of a set from now 2 years ago or more than 2 years ago into like any random English set, right? Maybe we'll get as a promo, but like, are we really gonna get this promo before we get Marnie, or before we get like Sun and Moon era characters, right? Like, so basically, I'm making a strong bet that these aren't gonna come out in English, so they can't go down in price. They can only really go up, I think. So I may as well buy it now while they're, you know, like relatively cheap, 30, 10. Why not, right? So just to let you all know, these cards exist. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. You know, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Please spread the word about it too. And regardless, you know, think about the things that I said here. Even if you only came for the Pokemon cards, you can buy a lot more Pokemon cards if you followed my advice. That's right. So either way, I know it's a short episode today, but you know what? Quality. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have an amazing rest of the night, and we'll see you next week. Oh, wait, no, I have to say it. Remember, always dream big and always aim for the peaks. All right. Have a good night.